Goodest morning to everybody paying attention. My name is Silas. This is Silas Trades. I hope everybody's having a great March 2nd, 2023. 2026 is going down in a major way. Okay, vocals is go. Oh, okay. Let me get out of that. All right. I should have made this. I'm going to turn the title of this into something different because I got a lot to talk about. We got the war in Iran. You know what I'm saying? Got Trump's big mouth ass, as always. But what I want to get into today is this Nash trade that I took today. Let me- Excuse me. Share my screen here. We're gonna try to keep it short and sweet. Um, I'm gonna erase everything on here. This is Nasdaq on the 30-minute time frame. As you can see, we did about 1700 today. Let me minimize this just for a broader view. So this is Nasdaq. We're gonna pretend like everything before 8:30. I'm sorry, everything after 8:30 has not occurred. So we're gonna pretend this big engulfing candle here has not happened yet. And we're gonna just stay from 8 o'clock backwards, right? We're gonna do this to do our top-down analysis. Now you can go from the daily on down back to the 30-minute. We're just trying to see where price has been. As you can see over the last couple of days, it's kind of just been bouncing back and forth. Nothing crazy if we're not counting today, so we've just been bouncing. So we don't have to mark anything, but if you wanted to mark up daily support, daily resistance, you could. And then you go down to the 4, do the same thing to the 1. But we're gonna just keep it to the 1 hour time frame. That's 8:30 and 8. We're just gonna go here. We have this support, and we have this little area of resistance here. We're gonna mark up all of our resistances, all of our supports. That's the major one here that we're in currently. We're not talking about afterwards. We're talking about what we would have been at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We would have had this area here. Now, if we go back, we can say, okay, we also have nice area of support here, nice resistance zone here. Got equal highs here. Let's use the line for that peak. Go back down to the 30. We have these equal highs here. You can mark it as resistance, but this was my initial target because we had these equal highs. As you can see in the Discord, had all these markups before and whatnot. But let me not get ahead of myself. So we have our support and resistances marked up, and we're waiting for a breakout along those. I'll have my volume indicator up. I don't use it that often, but I'll have it up because you can have it without having to pay for extra indicators. I have my POCs, which is this orange line, and POC stands for point of concern. These are just points where price that seem to be interested in. And then I have fair value gaps, which you have your green and red fair value gaps, which are just gaps in price that can be attacked. As you can see here, we have this bearish fair value gap. I tapped it, or it built it, broke, tapped it, and continued to go up. We have this fair value gap here, which is indicated that price could continue to go up. And we have these equal highs marked off from doing our top-down analysis, so we can use that as a target point, our first target point from that resistance that we had. That also had equal highs. We already hit that. So How did I come to that conclusion besides just the resistance points and support points? Well, one of my favorite indicators is the value area indicator. We'll put that on and we'll make the markups ourselves. That way we can take the indicator off and have that free room for any other indicators we want to use without paying for trading view. So we mark up our value area high, our value area mid range, and our value area low. And then we can take off the indicator because we have them marked up. Now, this is where the market opened at. So before that, we have our support and resistances marked off from our top-down analysis. We can also mark off this area of support as minor support, where price was from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. As you can see, it didn't break. But we have this area where price is just stuck in between, right? Waiting for a breakout at market open. So the last thing I'll do is go to the 8:15 time frame. I'm sorry, the 15-minute time frame. We'll go to the 8:15 candle, which I call the golden open, 15 minutes before New York open. We'll mark that off. Just the body, not the wick. Right here, 8:15 candle. Very small. The smaller, the better. Just seems to work out that way. So we'll mark those things off, waiting for the 8:15 candle to close. We'll mark that off however big it is. We have our support, we have our resistance, we have our value area marked off. Value area might not even take into account if prices to stay below it or not enter it at all. The value area rule is if price enters the value area, there's a 75 to 80% chance that it will fill it. With that in mind, with price not coming back down to this area of support, with the golden open being above support, let me turn on go back to the 30 first of all, and turn back on our value area gap indicator. We have a bullish fair value gap here under the golden open, which is an indication that it might continue up. Then at 8:30, we do wick to the bottom of it, but we go up, we break into the value area, we break resistance, and we're building a bullish fair value gap. These are all indications of buys on Nasdaq. Those simple confluences: bullish fair value gaps, resistance break above the golden open. My rule is if it's above the golden open, we're buying. If it's below, we're selling. After 8:35, you have to give it some breathing room. You usually have what I call a slip and slide, where price goes down, creates a wick, and goes in the proper direction. Entering the value area is just another confluence. So we have 3 to 4 confluences: bullish fair value gaps above the golden open, breaking resistance, and in the value area. On top of that, we have another confluence, which is the fact that Nasdaq is the top 100 companies in the US. We also had news that this instrument, which is Palantir Technologies, which is the biggest tech company right now, would be a lot of investments would be pouring into it today, targeting what they was said was 150. It didn't get up that high, but it did get up. So when I saw that Palantir was going up, I automatically took that as a confluence for Nasdaq. Got in for those buys. I believe I got out before it tapped the green value area high, but we were able to cash out with $1,700 on the day. Doing the same thing I've done for the last 2 months in the last year. Excuse me. But to really keep it that simple, mark off your support and resistance. You can do it from the higher time frames to the lower time frames if you want to. I most of the times I go from the 4 to the 30. Marking my support and resistance, I might just eyeball the daily or the 4 hour, and I don't really need it that much. I can eyeball it from here and see, okay, we have tapped here, we have little resistance here, we have support here. That's what broke here. That was a good sell. Had that been Thursday, yeah, that was Thursday. I remember that. Um, but you're really just making these markups so that when you look at the chart, it's easy for you to read. It's easy for you to determine where price wants to go, not where you think price should go, but the probability of where price wants to land. You don't need to be emotional about it. Think about human nature. Think about probabilities. A lot of people probably bought gold today thinking that it would break just because we have war tensions, but you have to be patient with these type of things. If I was to buy gold, I probably would have saw this sell because I did have this range marked up, and I did say if it broke below, it would probably cover it, and it did. But I was not too interested in gold today because I just felt it would bounce around here on Monday. So we caught those good Nasdaq sell buys. Could have went a little bigger on my contract size, but it's Monday. We want to keep it safe. I did a little bit. Some of this money came from last night's Asian session, but all in all, it's today's session. So we did about 1,700 here on the first trading day of March 2026. So I hope this information was vital to you. Like I said, you need to be taking into account other things when you for the pair that you're looking at. So the fact that I'm looking at Nasdaq, I know I need to be looking at certain other things. If it's the top 100 companies, that means I should be looking at the top 3 to 5 companies, at least the top one, for indication on where price could go. And just because Palantir is going up doesn't necessarily mean that Nasdaq is going to go up, but it's a good confluence to take into account. You want to take all these confluences and ideas and price action, technical analysis into account, and then make your play, trade your play your trade, however you want to say it. So that's it for today. Like I said, if you're not already, please hit the link in the description, join the Discord. I'm in there every day, dropping the sauce. Just taking a small break from teaching, but I am peeking, popping in, giving ideas and whatnot, not doing my full throttle teaching. But we'll be back in about 2 weeks. So if you're not already, feel free to join the Discord, and I'll see you there. Until then, y'all have a good one.